So folks, I can now make my fifth and final point. We have a gap to bridge, but we can do this, and we can do this together. Collaboration improves us exponentially, no matter how smart an individual is. And agriculture is a great example of teamwork, of a collaborative society. So is science. Isaac Newton had famously said, "If we have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." And by the way, we don't know who invented agriculture, but I think it was most certainly a woman. So ladies, it is basically up to us to actively participate in this movement and perhaps even lead the way as we have always done. All the stakeholders in this mission need to come together. We have students, educators, parents, community members who can also be great mentors, funders, public, private. We hope that the funding through Congress will go through, but in the meantime, I'm sure private organizations, especially companies, can put in a lot more than we are seeing right now. And policymakers, this needs to be blessed by policymakers in order to have every student in America learn computer science. As they say, it takes a village to raise a child, especially one that needs to be proficient in computer science. So to summarize my 5 points, a computer is a lot more than what we think. It can be whatever we imagine. Software is eating the world and will continue to do so. Our children are underprepared for this very digital future. And we need to think of innovative ways to bridge this gap, the hows and the whats of teaching computer science. We can get there, but it will take all of us together to get there. Another video, by the way, if you have been wondering about why we are playing so many videos, there's a story behind that. My older son is in high school, and for the last 10 years or so, I've been, asking him to tell me about how his day went. And I recall him telling me numerous times that his favorite experiences in learning were whenever the teachers played videos to reinforce learning. So here we are playing videos for all of you. So here we are going to get teachers' points of view. We asked some great teachers why they do what they do. Can you please play the fourth video?
I love working with kids.
Really doing something that really warmed my heart and got me excited about life.
Sharing my experiences and sharing what I know about the world with younger children to really bring up that next generation of adults.
I saw that it's a better way to contribute to the society.
I was getting my master's in counseling, and I did some career counseling with adults with special needs as a job coach, and just fell in love.
I wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to teach differently, especially languages, to make it more approachable and successful.
I teach a credit recovery math class for juniors and seniors who need to meet the minimum graduation requirements.
I just love those moments of, the light bulb moment when suddenly the kids go, "Oh, this is what you meant. This is why you had me do this."
We have had activities in class that have focused on colonizing Mars, for example, and a lot of the ideas that students have are actually ideas that NASA astronauts have come up with that they don't even realize that that's the same idea.
The moment when the students, they started to ask questions in Mandarin, that was the time that I enjoyed a lot.
Juan Carlos, who literally just lights up because he realizes he did something at the beginning of the year he didn't think would be possible, and that's graduating from high school.
Those kids, I would say, like the stars in the sky. They just shining on you, inspire you when things are a little bit difficult, and you will remind their smile. Their smile always remind you there's the good things happening.
I realized the kids already know it. Just intuitively, they figured it out. It was trial and error. The whole idea of it's okay to fail because you're learning and moving on from there.
So we saw this amazing video about what inspires teachers, why many of you do what you do. And to celebrate your work and excellence in teaching computer science, Infosys Foundation USA is thrilled to announce the Infosys Foundation USA ACM CSTA Computer Science Teachers Awards. There will be 10 awards for $10,000 each. You will soon see the entry details by September from ACM and CSTA, and we hope to announce the winners during CSED week in December. So please stay tuned, please apply, please, follow up. And beyond that, we are also looking forward to working with CSTA, so please stay tuned about that as well, some soon to follow good news. I can't say anything else about that yet. And now I want to play a video, yes, another video, but our last video. This is by a very special person, an active advocate in education, diversity, and most importantly, the CS for All movement. Our leading lady in tech policy, our very own Chief Technology Officer of the United States, Megan Smith.
Hi, I'm Megan Smith. I'm the US Chief Technology Officer, and it's an honor to talk with all of you. Krista McAuliffe used to say, I touch the future, I teach. And there's nothing more true than our computer science and computational thinking teachers who are really touching our future. And the more we can do to include all of our children across all of our schools and universities, even down to pre-K, the better off this country's going to be and the brighter the future. And you guys are a big part of that. We have a challenge in the US. There's 5.8 million jobs open right now, and the largest sector is the 600,000 jobs that are in these tech fields. They're user interface design, coding, front end, back end, cyber, product management, digital marketing. So all our companies are starving for these employers. They're all across the country. They're not just in high tech, they're in manufacturing, agriculture, healthcare, all the passion areas that our kids are interested in working on. So how do we get them there? And that's where you guys come in. The president has announced in January earlier this year the Computer Science for All initiative, and it's really an all-hands-on-deck effort. It includes a request and ask from him for $4 billion budget request, including monies into the states and local areas. It's also got already commitments from the National Science Foundation and the Corporation for National and Community Service, $135 million for teacher training and school readiness to support you. We need so many more of you. So it's really about how do we get all of you in a position to help bring more and more of this skill set to all of your students and help you mentor and support other teachers. We need both the classic kind of like coding classes and computational thinking and that kind of computer science class that we have at all the levels, middle school, high school, a little bit elementary, and into college. We also need it embedded, of course, in algebra, but also we've seen extraordinary teachers. One of my favorites from the Computer Science Education Champions of Change is a fabulous teacher from Queens, Spanish teacher, who's embedding it into her programs and also created an intensive called Digital Dance. So the dance can have computer science. We can have art and music. We can have our history projects and timelines. We can start to do really creative work with basic digital literacy work as well as straight into coding and computation. Huge opportunity. The thing I know is that everyone in this room, most of you are already starting to do this. And the more you can cross-share what you know with each other, the faster we're going to move, because we already have a lot of the brilliant best practice for teaching, project-based learning, encouraging all the children, checking our bias at the door, things like working on ambient bias. Do we have Grace Hopper, Katherine Johnson, Ada Lovelace on our walls, together with Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and our other colleagues like Turing? Are we gender balancing and racially balancing, showing our children that everyone's always done this and making sure they know that? I know that you're hearing about the ENIAC story. We have an ENIAC prize that some colleagues launched to help people with their classroom design. So how do we work together to get all the kids in? How do we work on the challenges they face when they watch TV? It's 15-to-1 boy programmers to girl programmers that are cast and animated in children's television. The bias that the Hollywood folks are bringing, they don't mean that. It's just in us. So how do we work and not have that? So I really encourage you to work together, team up, share the best practices, look at those who have already balanced their classroom, gender balance, you see it in your classroom, and get all the kids involved. We have so many challenges in our world. We have this economic challenge of the job openings, but we also have extraordinary problems to solve, and we need that data science, computational thinking, creativity, app makers that these kids will bring on the things that they care the most about and they have passion for solving in the world. And you are the path for that. So thank you so much for your service, for your leadership, for everything you do every day in the classrooms for America. And I'm looking forward to how you figure out how to scale this so we can really, really take this to everyone in the country. Thank you.
Isn't she awesome? And she's absolutely right. We need to teach computer science to every student in the United States. Boys, girls, people from underrepresented groups, everybody. The journey has begun. We just need to accelerate our pace. We need to think about new ways of teaching computer science, the whats and the hows. We need to do more, do better, and do it together. So as we wrap up this amazing event organized by CSTA, by the way, before I go on, let's give a shout out to all these awesome organizers who worked tirelessly to put this event together. So now that the event is about to end, how about a goal? How about an audacious goal? We can't leave an event without a goal, right? Every US kindergarten student starting school in fall this year should be computer science proficient by the time they graduate in 13 years. Now imagine a little girl who's starting kindergarten this fall, on her first day to school, holding her parents' hands, nervous, excited at the same time. Imagine the same little girl 13 years later. She's now grown up. She's confident. She enjoys playing sports as much as she enjoys learning science and math. She's proficient in the languages and in the arts, but most importantly, she has studied and understands the fundamentals of computer science. She doesn't know if she will be a technologist or not, but she's not afraid of technology, and she knows that she has the skills to be a creator, not just a consumer of technology. She doesn't know yet what she wants to be, but she knows that whatever she decides to be, her life is enriched and much better because she has the skills that she needs to be successful in a very digital future. Let us take a vow today that we will all work together to make sure that 13 years from now, when this little girl, and for all that matter, every other child is computer science proficient, as proficient as they are in reading, writing, and learning the piano. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is being written in code. Code that our children will write. Code that your students will write. Code that you will teach them how to write. And we thank you for that. On that note, I thank you for your time, for your patience, and for everything else that you do. We wish you safe travels and all the best. Thank you very much.